An idea is first vetted in an individual.
Education system is a global system. Then Africa has a mindset.
If you jump process in life, it will show in your outcome.
Process are not things that remain static.
Life does not reward until you have completed a particular curriculum deserving of that reward.
One of the problems we have in Africa is this. Until you make your proof, nobody is going to follow you.
The word leadership is popular, but it seems there is a misconception on what's a leader or who is a leader.
If you don't know what leadership is not, you will not know what leadership actually is. The education system in Africa is really not designed to make you productive.
Mind you me, there are a lot of courses you did in school that today you find useless. True of course. No course is useless. I don't know if you're getting my point.
So wait, sir, are you saying even both the students should be exposed and also the lecturer?
I'm coming there.
First of all, let me welcome everyone to Hope Irikefe Insights. This is a platform where we help you to discover who you are, understand your God-given purpose, live a life of clarity, growth, stewardship, and kingdom impact. It's a privilege to host powerful people that is in this section today, and I believe as you are watching, there's something that you are going to learn from it. This section is for leaders, for students, visionaries, visionary leaders, and people that are working in various sectors. Theme for this program is bridging academic excellence and global mobilization for continental and global impact. But before we proceed, I want to do a formal introduction. On my left, I have the person of Ambassador Dr. Ananti Smart, who is the visionary leader and global convener of Smart Leaders Impact Hub, SLIH Global. Thank you very much, sir. It's a privilege coming all the way from Nigeria to Togo for this section. I'm so grateful because I know you as a person who are very, very busy. You don't just accept any interview. So thank you very much, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you very much for having me, and I'm happy to be on the show. Thank you.
I also have in this section, that's on my right hand side, is also my boss, the person of Dr. Koku Jane Ehrman Mensah, who is the founder and president director general of Institute Université Nobel. So thank you very much. I know it's because you count me as a son. That's why I decided to be in this section. I'm sincerely grateful because I know you are also a very busy person, and I am grateful for taking your time to be here in this section. Thank you very much, sir, for your presence.
It's a pleasure to be here this morning. Good morning, and thank you for having me too.
Why this looks like an interview, I don't want a discussion where I know people are packed with information that a lot of people want to learn. My first question will go to Dr. Mensah, sir. There are situations whereby a lot of students come into the university and the students feel that they have a global vision, but they are confused because of their inexperience and they are struggling with the discipline of their studies. What insights will you offer them regarding the process and the purpose based on that particular situation of struggling with discipline of their education?
Thank you for your question. Let me say something quickly. Education setting, okay,
Yes,
or
sir.
academia is one of environments where you find massive leadership. Okay. The purpose of leadership, when we talk about a leader is somebody who guides, who influence, okay,
Yes, sir.
who influence an individual or a group of person.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When a student come into the academic sector,
Yes, sir.
we don't expect that student to come totally enlightened,
Okay.
A
right?
finished product.
Is a raw material,
Oh, wow.
right? And that raw material is something we have to mold and transform, influence and guide until it becomes a finished product. What comes out from university is supposed to be a finished product, not a raw material or halfway done material. So any students that come into a system of academy, okay,
Yes, sir.
is expected to have gone through a process of transformation. okay, a guideline that makes him a finished product. I want to say something here quickly. You see, in IUN, for instance,
Yes, sir.
we have decided to put in place a system that we call a sandwich system.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
I will not say we are the first to do it. It has happened in other countries, but in Africa, it's still,
In his infancy.
you know, the sandwich system. What does it mean? We don't allow our students to only train from the theoretical aspect of things.
okay. Yes, sir.
We add the practical aspect of things to it. Mind you, there are a lot of courses you did in school that today you find useless.
Yes, sir. That's
True of
actually
us.
true, sir.
No course is useless. Every course is built to create something in you. So no course is useless. But you find those courses useless because you feel at the end of the day, you are not using them practically. True
Yes,
of
sir.
us.
True, sir.
But no, those courses were made to be okay. Psychology is a general course we study in year 1,
Yes, sir.
right?
That's
Introduction to psychology. Do you think as an accountant I need psychology? Somebody will say no,
You do.
but you do.
Wow.
You see, that's the reason why I'm saying that it's a system. It's not a single thing. It's a system. It's a part that is formed in order to transform you completely. You understand? So yes, we are expecting students to come even completely confused. But it's the duty of that system, it's the role of that system to be able to guide and influence that student in order for them to come out a finished product.
Wow.
So that is the role of education. So leadership in educational system plays a vital role. Is even the center of the entire system, actually. I don't know if you are
Yes,
if
sir.
I'm
I'm
making
getting
the
your
point.
question, sir.
You see, and I want to come back to what he said. You know, the example of the phone was a very perfect example that I was also having in my mind. You see, when you take the phone, like he said, and you are owning that phone, mind you, all the needful, the basic software
Yes, sir.
that are needed for that phone to work are already in that phone.
Yes, sir. That's true, sir.
How are they in that phone? It means that somebody before you had used that phone, have opened that phone to put those things inside there.
Yes, that's true.
That's
sir.
exactly what God does. Before He brings you out here, He has made sure that everything you need is already inside of you, downloaded there for use. But you agree with me that when you on your phone, it's not all the software that are there that you use at the same time.
Yes, sir. And you might not even end up using all the
You
software.
might not end up using all the software that you have there, but yet they are there. Are you with me? The
Yes,
same
sir.
thing happens with a student. When the student is in an educational system or sector, we expect him to download as maximum as possible. When we release that student into the market tomorrow, what we are expecting is that any software that he needs in order to strive in his field, okay, is already in him. Up to him to know which system, which software to use, okay, if he finds himself in this sector, or other software to use if he's on the other sector. That's the same thing we do.
So, sir, from what you said now, it's sometimes they might not even understand the importance of a particular subject that is given to him or her during the process. But if the management have structured that in place for them throughout the academic process, it simply means it's important for complete grooming
You
for
know,
their final development.
in academia,
Yes, sir.
we have those we call curriculum builders. They are there to make the curriculum that the student have to go through. The basic needs of that curriculum are given. Then every institution is free to add up to that curriculum any other activities or any other courses that it deems fit, okay, for his students to have.
Wow.
Okay. I believe I've not been to heaven, but I believe that the same thing happened with God. When God knows the mandate you have upon you, or He has given you, okay, the basic curriculum you need for that mandate is there. It's already downloaded into you. But as the process is ongoing, okay, as when you are unleashing the purpose of your life,
Yes, sir.
you still keep learning more. Those are the extra curriculum or extra courses that probably life teaches you, that probably studies teaches you, that probably preaching teaches you, and so on and so forth. But the most important thing is that everybody that comes out from the system must have the basic softwares that are needed. I don't know if
Yes, sir.
you're
You
making sense.
you got
Making
the
sense.
point.
You know,
Wow.
if you if you read Genesis chapter 1 and verse 28, when God gave us the dominion mandate, he said, and God blessed them, and God said, be fruitful. You will take note that before he gave them the instruction to be fruitful, he blessed them first. What it simply means is that everything required for them to be fruitful has been deposited in them via their blessing. So it's on that basis that God can tell them to have dominion. If he had not blessed them, it would have been unlawful to have told man to have dominion. And that's the same thing he's saying.
Wow.
So by the time you leaving the academia or the university, it's assumed that what you need to be a solution or to be a problem solver has been made available to you.
Wow.
So using those software, like he said, is now going to depend on you.
Wow.
And on the field or the sector where you find yourself. Because all are not useful in every sector.
Okay, so this is a very powerful revelation and insight that you are sharing, that you both are sharing right now. I think I will ask you first. There have been some people that you will tell them that this is what they are called to do, or they know that this is who they need to become. They have an idea of their finish point, but at some point they keep feeling that it's like they are not really capable of doing it. They are not really capable of doing it. What is it that they are like? What do they need to do for them to be able to achieve, to become that end product?
My colleague said something earlier. He said, God will not start a process with you if he has not finished the process before. Most of the time, students, okay, are never sure of the potential they have in them until somebody helps them to unleash that potential. Unleashing a potential means that you must go through a procedure. You must go through a training. You must go through a process. You understand? And it is during that process, that training, that experience you are going through that reveals who you are, that reveals the potential that you have in you. Having people that are not ready to, or that refuse to admit that they can do something is nothing new. We have it in the Bible, it's plenty. Would I put the example of Jonah and the issue of the fish? You understand?
Yes, sir.
One way or the other, let me say this. One way or the other, you end up doing what you have to do. If you don't do it, then you are just wasting your time for now.
I think this question is also specifically for you because you are a leader in the global academic sector. So while you answer this question, it pulls out another form of question. When I was going to school, I learned a lot of courses. But after I graduated, I realized that there are some things I am lacking, like building relationship, how to show honor. But those things, I realized that these are the important things that we need to be able to live this life we are today. Are these things supposed to be inculcated or implemented in the educational curriculum? Because sometimes when it comes to life, it seems like it's different from some of the things that we are being taught. So what is the educational sector going to do regarding that aspect that is important when it comes to life in general?
You know, if you have to teach everything in school, you will not end up, you will not end your school. You will not end
You
your
know,
program.
graduate.
You will never graduate. You cannot take 3 years, okay, or 4 years to teach you everything about life before we give you a degree. You will not graduate. That's why we are saying that process is dynamic. It's not something that is static. You keep learning in life. You never stop learning. Okay?
Yes,
You
sir.
say, okay, let me ask this. Let me go back to the phone example. Those software that are in the phone, who taught you how to use them?
I would say sincerely from the first, I just open it sometimes. I just play with it, so I go online to search something about it.
Did you learn it in school?
No, sir. I didn't learn it in school.
But you end up using them. How?
You know, sir, I've come to understand something. Most person does not differentiate the fact that education is divided into two sectors. We have the formal education and the informal education. So most person think that coming to the four wall of the academia will not translate you into someone that knows all.
Yes.
So if you understand that there's a formal education and there's an informal education, you will understand that they are not all things you will learn in the 4-1 of the system.
I want to just give you a simple example. You see, I was talking about the sandwich system now
Yes, sir.
of education that we brought up in IUN. The reason why we did that was very simple. We realized that most of our students, when they finish from us, especially the degree owners, the first degree owners, they are afraid to get their first job. Even when they are offered a first job, they are scared. They go with this mindset of, I cannot meet up with that standard. You understand? So we choose to while they are still in school, to take them to the field, to begin to acquaint themselves with what they are supposed to meet there when they finish.
Yes, sir.
Nobody will teach you in school how to do photocopy. Nobody in school will teach you how to scan a document.
Yes, sir. That's true. That's
We
true.
will most of the time ask you to go and do your assignment and submit. When you go down there, somebody there will scan and collect money for that. True of us.
True, sir.
Somebody there out there was ready then. It's not today that we even have a little bit of a numerical system that is on. Before, somebody was there to type your assignment for you, okay, to do all the corrections and print out and just hand over to you. You just come and submit. But these are things, dynamic things you're supposed to learn on the field. So that when you get into the work environment, what you need is already downloaded into you. That's the reason why the practical aspect is very important. The same thing happens in life, in every other sector. You need a theoretical aspect, true, but you also need a very practical aspect of whatever you are doing in life. And that practical aspect cannot be learned until you find yourself on the field.
Wow.
You understand? That's the reason why some things you will find out that it's only when you're on the field that you find out that, okay, so I did not really know how to do these things. Even though they taught me theoretically that maybe when you take, let me take an example. When you take a laptop, when we do intro to computer,
Yes, sir.
they show you that control plus C is copy, control plus V is paste.
Yes, sir.
It sounds theoretical until you practice it. So when you receive that course, you read it, you write it back in examinations in order to pass the course. But until the day they put a computer right before you, okay, and they want you to quickly just remove a test from this page and send to the next page, and then you will find yourself copying the test one by one, word by word. That's why you know that thing was important.
Wow. Wow.
So it is important to understand that most of the things they teach in school during the 3 years, the 5 years curriculum of programs are mostly theoretical. There is still the aspect of things you are called to learn whilst you are practicing.
That's sorry to cut you short. Like you said, they are mostly theoretical. So are you to put it in your curriculum, or you make your student to understand that there's still more for them to learn, that they should not just stop there?
Learning is dynamic as well. You never finish learning. There is no way we teach students that what we have taught you in school is final. That's all you need to know. That's not all you need to know. There's still more to know. But that's the basic you need to know in order to be ready. You understand? That's the basic. Okay. One last time again, or maybe I will still use it, I don't know, but let me say use the phone as an example. Right?
Yes, sir.
When you bought the phone, all we thought you need to know was in that phone. True of us. But you now realize that you needed to download an app for your bank. Did we download the app of the bank for you?
No, sir.
Before we gave you the phone?
No,
But
sir.
it becomes a need now that you are dealing with banks to have their app. What do? You go back and download that app to the phone in order to use it. So any other thing you need out there, you need to find a way of downloading it into your system so that you can use it as well.
Wow.
So it's not everything that can be given to you before you grab your degree certificate. But outside there, you see how to download a lot based on what you need to move forward.
Wow, thank you very much, sir. And on what you say about Institute Université Nobel, you said it's a system that captured two aspects, both the theoretical and also the practical aspect. If you are listening to me right now, you know that Institute Université Nobel is based in Togo, and you don't just come here to learn theory, you also come here to learn the practical aspect that will build you to also fix your life and also your purpose after the academic sector. So thank you very much, sir, for bringing that into your system. I believe it's a system that's going to help a lot of people, the African, the West Africa, and also the whole Africa at large. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Smart, based on what Dr. Mensah said, he was talking about there are still more to learn. And I believe that's why smart is part of the reason why Smart Leaders Impact Hub was born. There was a time you were doing a teaching and I learned about honor. This is something I didn't know before. But based on my participation in that teaching, I had to learn about honor. So what can you say in the aspect of other things that we need to learn that are important in addition to the educational system, sir? That's mine.
Um, I'm sorry to say, I'm sitting right beside an educationist. Um, the education system is in Africa is really not designed to make you productive.
Why do you say so, sir, if I may ask? Because I doubt.
Um, we're in a changing world, and knowledge in itself can be obsolete. Now, the educational system in Africa, does it give the basis or the platform where this curriculum are reviewed to match the changing world? And that is why, by the time a student graduates from a university and get into the real world, the world becomes new to him, because what he or she have learned in school is not applicable to the reality he or she is seeing. That's why I said earlier that you cannot focus solely on the four walls of the university.
Okay.
If you read through your Bible, we are Christians. We are not religious people, but we are Christians.
Yes, sir.
We are believers. You understand that Jesus gave us a guideline. God was speaking to Joshua in Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8. And he told Joshua, he said, this book of the law should not depart out of their mouths. You should meditate in it day and night, that ye observe to do according to all that is written therein. He says, so you shall find good success and make your way prosperous. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
That was to say, he was telling Joshua that Joshua should give attention to the word. But Jesus came and told us that as well as giving attention to the word, we should also be followers of men who through faith and patience have obtained the promise. So, why we are focusing on the word, we should also ensure that to know that there are things we need to learn from men.
Okay.
So, why students are focusing on the academics in the four wall of the university, they should also know that there are other things they need to learn from other person's experience. If not, by the time they get out of school and come into the real world, they will not be able to fit in.
Wow. Wow.
Because there are so many things that has to do with life or life applicable that is not taught in the university.
Wow.
That's the reason why it's still important to talk about the sandwich course system.
Yes, sir.
Today we are advocating the fact that students cannot spend 5 days over 5 in university walls. You understand?
Yeah.
Students cannot come to school from Monday to Friday in the classroom. Number one, in Africa, we have a first problem. Our infrastructures are not so much equipped, right? Our universities are not so much equipped. Equipment is already a basic problem. Then students are in the four walls studying curriculum that has been existing since 20, 30, 40 years ago, right?
Yes,
Like
sir.
I said, there are people that are there for that. They're supposed to revise curriculum, right? But then, if I take a simple course today, let me take architecture. okay, or any engineering course. Look at the pace at which new machines are coming out. How many of them can the university provide within a period of 5 years? By the time you are using this software today, next year or next 3 months, another one is out. Let's not even talk about the AI era that we are now. You understand? So at a certain stage, we need to understand that yes, even if the university system provides a certain level of leverage in terms of equipment, it cannot meet up the trend of change
The changing world.
that we are meeting in the world. That's the reason why allow the students to learn from the academic spectrum,
Yes, sir.
but allow them to also go out there and be acquainted with what is happening in the world every week. It can no more be an option nowadays because it's too fast. You know,
Yes, sir.
if today, for instance, you are using Windows 10, right,
Yes, sir.
to teach your students in school, before you finish training this set of students that started using Windows 10 in year 1 to train, in their year 2, Windows 11 is out. In their year 3, or even before the end of year 2, Windows 12 is out. Which one are you teaching them? I don't know if you're getting my point.
So wait, sir. So are you saying even both the students should be exposed and also the lecturers?
I'm coming there.
Need to, wow.
You see, so the system is such a way that students come to class for 2-3 days, go on the field for 2-3 days. While they are on the field for 2-3 days, lecturers are also very important. They need to upgrade themselves. So the system should give lecturers room and time to also upgrade. We are no longer in classrooms for 5 days to teach our students. So what are we doing with the rest of the days? When the institutions, the organizations, the system take over our students for 2 days out there because they are going to corporate institutions and all that to learn. They are going to banks, they are going to IT institutions and all that to learn. What are we doing then? By then, we also need to upgrade. So there should be a constant system of upgrading both the teachers and the students. And that's where our curriculum is failing today. You go to other side of the world, they have passed these things we are talking about now.
Wow.
Dr. Mensah, I think this shouldn't be this idea. You just solve the problem. You just solve the big problem. But can you take it to the national level?
Now,
It will just be limited to IUN.
Listen,
That's a very good question.
one of the problems we have in Africa is this. Until you make your proof, nobody is ready to follow you. Are you with me? Bring out this system into the national level. Now, nobody is ready to follow you.
But you're having result already.
The result is not as impactful yet. Meaning that we don't have, by the time we crowd the town, by the time our students are everywhere in town, then they'll wake up. But right now, we are few in the system. Okay? When you take a scale of hundreds, maybe we only have 10 or 12 students among the hundreds that are there. So it's not yet completely feasible. But by the time it becomes feasible because of the impact our students are having on their various organizations where they are training, then you will see that.
Do you want more students to come to your school because of the platform you've put in place, or it's a vision you want to sell across the globe?
Now, number one, we don't want crowds. We don't teach crowds. That's not what we are interested in. We teach few people, but that can be able to impact others. Okay? Number two, it's not a system just for IUN, just for Togo. It's a system for the whole Africa. What we are building is a system we want the whole Africa to follow. Other institutions are already doing it, like I said. It's not a sole product of IUN. We choose to embrace it because we saw that it's something that can work, and we put in different other aspects to it. When you go to Rwanda, there are schools that are doing incredibly well there. I visited personally a university of leadership, if I remember the name. they are doing wonderfully well with this system there. Okay, so it's not about the crowd, but now we believe that we are the pioneers of this system in Africa, and then we have to bring out people that are good enough to be leaders to take over and continue with this system. That's what we are doing.
Wow, thank you very much, sir. And I picked two important things. You talk about the aspect of the students to be open to learning more, and also the aspect of the lecturer to be to for continuous development in their own aspect, for continuous learning. This is a very, very powerful key, and I believe there are so many leaders in the academia that is watching this section. This is a message that we can implement in our educational system to better the Africa educational system. Thank you very much, sir. Before we move to the final stage, I have to ask Dr. Smart a particular question. From the vision, you use the word smart leaders impact urban. When I did my research, is building visionary leaders. Now, the word leadership is popular, but it seems there is a misconception on what's a leader or who is a leader. So, as the visionary leader and global convener of Smart Leaders Impact Hub, make us understand what is true leadership, because we can call our politicians, we say they are leaders. So many people are leaders. People in the organization are leaders. CEO is a leader. So what is true leadership? People want to know.
Thank you very much for that question. Um, I've come to understand that basically in Africa, we've not been able to differentiate who a leader is from who a manager is.
Okay.
A leader is not just someone who is moving people to a particular goal, but a leader is someone who is making people to become the best or a better version of themselves. So if you analyze what I just said, you will know that in Africa, basically, we just have few leaders. Some person will say leadership is influence. But if I can influence you to go the wrong direction, am I a leader?
No, sir, I will not consider that a leader.
So the idea of leadership, my idea of leadership was gotten from the leadership lifestyle of Jesus, where you can look at someone who is a fisherman, who was not even, who does not even believe in himself, and you can transform that person into a tool for global change. That's who a leader is.
Wow.
Like Dr. Mensah earlier said, he said in IUN, they spot potentials in their infancies and convert that raw material into a finished product. And that is the sole responsibility of a leader. So a leader is not just someone that takes people from point A to point B, or someone that knows the way and lead people through the way. A leader is someone who can transform anybody into the best version of themselves.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much, sir. And while you were speaking, I'm now seeing the aspect of our politicians. We have politicians, they are political leaders. I don't know if I can say leaders. I know that not all of them are the same. We have some leaders that are in the political sector. So, what light will you throw in the aspect of our leaders in the political sector in various aspects of the ministry, the president, the governors, the local government chairman? What do they need to know in the aspect of leadership to help better the country? We have so many things in Africa that we need to do in the aspect of leadership. What do they need to know, sir?
If you don't know what leadership is not, you will not know what leadership actually is. Leadership is not a position. Leadership is not a title. And if you understand what true leadership is, you will know that God has destined every one of us to be a leader.
Wow.
But the wrong ideology of leadership has made many persons to think that leadership is a position, and that's why they will do anything in their power to make sure that they're in that position.
Wow.
The question is, if my intention towards the country is genuine, and your intention towards the country is genuine, when I mean genuine, is selfless, why do I have to fight you to be in that position? That's to make you understand that in Africa as a whole, we really don't understand what leadership is. And that is why our politicians in Africa will do anything to find themselves in that position.
Wow. Thank you very much, sir. And I believe we are following one thing we pick in this aspect is that leadership is beyond title, but how to be selfless and making the people we serve better. Thank you very much, sir. And Dr. Smart, do you want to contribute in that aspect of leadership? Because you're also a leader in the educational sector, sir.
I think that Osman has made justice to the topic of leadership, definition of leadership in general. You know, one of the things that we discover, you know, in our environment is this: a manager called himself a leader. You know, and anybody that just has the chance or the opportunity to find himself at the top level automatically call himself a leader. And that's what we are having as a problem, because those people at that level are not focused in creating or impacting or transforming, right? They are only focused on giving instructions and achieving a result. Achieving a result on itself does not make you a leader.
Oh, wow. But sir, achieving it doesn't make me, but I'm achieving the result, I'm achieving my goal. So how does it not make me a leader?
Okay, let me give you an
If as a
example.
leader I need to achieve my goal.
Let me just give you an example. Let me say one of our followers here, okay, is strictly under you at your office. That means
Yes,
you are the
sir.
head of the department and somebody is working under you. Okay. The question is simple. If Dr. Hope is no more today, okay, can we see Dr. Hope reflecting in that person? Was Dr. Hope able to create another Dr. Hope? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
If you were unable to create another Dr. Hope, but all you were able to do was to teach a process to achieve an objective, you are not a leader.
Wow. So, sir, even if I teach someone how to achieve the task, you are saying that is not true
It's not
leadership.
just helping to achieve the task.
You achieving the task does not make you a leader.
Wow, we are learning every day.
You can be a manager and not be a leader.
But you can
But when
never be
you're
a
a leader,
leader without being a manager.
would that be a manager?
Wow. You can be a manager and not
A
be a
manager
leader.
is not necessarily a leader, but a leader
Leader-
is first a manager, because not only will he push you to achieve the task, but at the same time, he will I put the word create? He will create that version of him, okay, in you.
Wow.
That's the difference between a leader and a manager.
Wow. Wow, thank you. Thank you very much, Sas, for your answer. People really have a lot and a lot to learn from you both, Dr. Mensah. You deal with mind and intellect, developing people, their mindset and intellect. How can we shift the African educational narrative from seeking employment to steward solution for the kingdom? How they can move in from just seeking of employment and how they can apply the kingdom solution to the various aspects they find themselves. Because I believe you are Christians, sir.
Let me start by saying this. You know, there is nothing I call African education system. Education system is a global system. Then Africa has a mindset. Okay. And it is that mindset, that limited mindset, that is making it today difficult for Africans Okay, instead of being leaders and creators of movements that will be followed by others, they rather become followers. You understand? Understand that in educational system, what we teach our students is how to be able to create a process, maintain this process, and develop the process in order to achieve a goal or a purpose, right? If you are unable to be able to follow, or if you're unable to follow a process, which is, let me say, a process is just series of mechanism, series of actions that you are supposed to take in order to achieve a goal. If you cannot follow a series of action to come out with an outcome, a positive outcome, then you are not ready.
Wow.
That's exactly what education is. And when I align this exactly with Jesus Christ or the Bible, because yes, I am a Christian, that's exactly what Jesus did. My colleague here said that he started by himself, right? He put in place rules and procedures, right?
Yes.
Before taking other people in. But what he taught them, okay, is how to follow in order to achieve a particular goal.
Yes, sir.
So it's
Wow.
exactly the same thing. If you cannot follow to achieve a goal, you are not ready.
So from what I pick one important thing, I'm making everyone here to all of us to understand the importance of process. That one of the way to get to our destination is to follow process and for we not to jump step. Wow, thank you very much, sir.
I want to add something. Understand that process are not things that remain static. Process can uh, grow with time. It depends on the particular let me say environment, periods, okay, that you find yourself into. It is not because the process A was able to lead my friend to this end result in 1960 that the same process A will be able to lead me to the same result in 2010. Thank you.
So
Wow,
process
thank
is dynamic.
Process
Yes,
is
sir.
dynamic.
Okay, my question, Dr. Smart, Dr. Mensah is talking about process. What is your own opinion in the importance of process? So we want to hear from you how your own contribution on the importance of process.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's use the academia as a case study. When you get into the school, or let's use the basic education. When you get into the primary school, you get to primary 1, you write exam. When you pass, you move to primary 2. Nobody jump from primary 1 and get into the secondary school.
Yes, sir, that's true.
They have to go through a process. And what that does is that it carves them to become a particular version of person who can be able to handle tasks at that level. The importance of process is if you jump process in life, it will show in your outcome. And when you see people who try to jump process, one thing is that life does not reward you until you have completed a particular curriculum deserving of that reward. So when you want to jump process to attain a particular level, life have its way of sending you back.
Wow. So if someone jump a particular process, that means people can also see that this person jump a process.
Okay, let me explain something to you. Have you ever bought maybe a cake or a snacks, and the snack might be looking good, looking fine outward, and by the time you open it, you notice that it wasn't well baked?
Yes, I think I've experienced
What
that.
what do you do to it?
I either go and return it or tell them that this thing is not well baked.
That's what happened in life. No matter how you try to polish your life, it will definitely show that you skip process. So my advice to the younger generation, because one thing I've got to understand about this generation is that everybody is in hurry. Patience is now a luxury in this generation. Is to take the pain to follow process.
We have learned the importance of process from Dr. Mensah and also from Dr. Smart. Thank you very much, sir. This is a direct message to the audience that it's important we focus on process. You can see they have given us various reasons why process is very, very important. So my next question to you, Dr. Smart, is that you often talk about leadership as a mandate. When leaders feel the weight of the assignment is bigger than their current capacity. My question is, how do they grow their spiritual stature to match their vision? What did they need to do for to be able to balance the weight of the vision and their own personal capacity as a person?
For the purpose of those listening to us, I'll just quickly like to create a balance. First, God will never give you an assignment He have not empowered you to be able to carry out. But the way God operates is He finishes the process and starts the process again. I will explain. Let me think of something very much practical for us to be able to understand. This phone can do many functions, like making
Yes.
of calls, like sending of SMS and the like. Am I correct?
Yes, sir, you're correct.
The people who made this phone, they completed the process before sending the phone out to you. Am I correct?
Yes, sir, you're correct.
This is the same thing God does. When God finish the process, He starts the process from the beginning. That's why when you buy a new phone and on the phone, you see start or starting. It doesn't mean the phone is starting all over. It means that you are about now to begin to unleash the functions of that phone.
Yes, sir, that's true.
So this is the way God designed the system. Before He sends you out, don't forget, he was speaking to Jeremiah. He said, "Before you were born, I know you and ordained you to be a prophet." So everything that was going to make him a prophet has been put in him already. But he was not born a prophet. God had to start the process, a finished process, all over. And that is what many persons don't know. Whatever He has called you to do, He has already empowered you for that. But the way it works is that you first of all become it before you experience it. That is why He has to make you to go and start all over the process again so you can become it to experience it. Not that you are not empowered to. I don't know if I'm clear.
Yeah, you are very clear, sir. And I pick a very important point from what you said. You said if God calls you for anything, He has already deposited everything you need to carry out that function for what He has
Can
called
I
you for.
be permitted to expatiate a little?
Yeah, sure, sir, you can.
If you pick up a mango seed, in that seed is the root of the mango tree. In that seed are the leaves of the mango tree. In that seed is the stem of the mango tree. In that seed. So even though it's a seed and it will go through the process of dying inside the soil to germinate, which is going to take a long time, that seed already have all the components of a mango tree. So that is the same thing that happens to us. Before God gives you a mandate, He has already equipped you for that purpose.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, this is a very massive eye opening to even me myself and so many of us that are listening to your voice right now. We've got to understand that that means we are not to be looking down on ourselves. God has given us what we need to pursue our vision. We just need to keep building capacity. Thank you very much, sir. But I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to conclude with this aspect. I posted a short write-up or a short article. I will not call it an article about that. 80% of our life are behind the scenes, and 20% of our life are what we decide to show to the public. We always want to show the perfect moments, the artificial moments, but majority of the 8% of our life are what people go through every day. For example, like you wear this shirt now to the office, it's what people see. But I believe at home, you mostly be on shorts or short knicker and maybe a singlet. So these are behind the scene. And my question I want to ask you, sir, this question will go for both of you, but I will ask you first. As a leader or as a global leader, how do you handle loneliness at the top? How do you solve the pressure whereby how do you handle the situation where the pressure is much on you, the challenges when everything become intense? At that point whereby you feel like you are not sure you are not sure you can continue at this at this particular stage. How do you pass that level?
And I think everybody experienced such a thing. I don't know if there's anybody on earth that does not experience a difficult time, or let me say a difficult process. You know, let me say this. To me personally, there is no nothing I'll call pressure. Pressure is for somebody who is trying to hide the real process he goes through in order to get to where he's going to. Pressure is for the person that is trying to hide the 80% of the struggle in order for people to know the 20% that is visible. That person have a pressure. The pressure to find a way to hide what is happening. The pressure to have to create a lifestyle that does not belong to him. Okay? That's where that pressure is coming from. Now, let me say this. We said it at the beginning. If you do not go through the process and you jump the process to the final line, it will show up in your life.
Wow.
And I think it was Dr. Smart
Yes,
that said
Dr.
that.
Smart actually said that.
If you jump part of the process to get the final result, you will see life will have a way of asking you
To go back
to go back.
and retake the exam.
You understand? There is no class test that you miss and expect to have your degree at the end of the day.
So are you saying challenges are part of process?
Yes.
They are more than part of the process. They are the process themselves. How do you pass from GSS1 to GSS2 when you did not write an exam?
It's not possible.
You see, how do you go to university when you do not have your O level? You see that at each stage you need to pass an exam before you move to the next stage. But you left a GSS1 to go to SS3, and you want to write exam.
Wow.
One way or the other, you will still come back. The same thing happen when you are being trained at university level. You see, and then you find a way to manipulate the system in order to finish early, to earn a degree, and go to that market to look for a job. You might even end up getting a job because you have one or two people you know there.
Yes,
but
sir.
on the field, okay, you will have to return.
Wow. Wow. So going through challenges as a leader does not mean you are doing something wrong. That means part of the process.
Jesus
that
himself
what
went
build
through
you.
challenges. Jesus himself went through challenges. How much more you and I?
Wow, that's true.
And the question is this: if I don't test you, okay, with the little I entrusted to you, how do I trust you with more?
If you have not been faithful in little things, who
Wait.
will
No,
communicate this?
don't put it in the Bible way so that it shouldn't be as if we are quoting the Bible too much. But see,
Yes,
I've
I'm
given
with you,
you
sir.
I've given you an amount of money, say probably 1 million, okay? And you were unfaithful with 1 million. Then you want me to hand over 50 million to you the next time. Will I do that?
I'm sorry to say, there are some people who always feel like they always pray, God, if you give me 1 million, I can go to do what you asked me to do. But when I have this 100,000, let me just use for what I want to
No
do.
risk.
I'm waiting for that 1 million to come first.
The 100,000 is
What?
no risk.
Why is that? We say it's not enough for me to do what I need to do, because that's the problem. So what will you say in that aspect, contribution to what you are saying right now?
You see, the problem is this, is exactly the example of jumping stage that you just showed me now.
Wow.
I want to do something with 1 million, right? But right now, all I'm able to get is 100,000. And I feel because the 100,000 is not up to 1 million, let me go and disburse it and wait for the 1 million to come. When will the 1 million come on its own as a bulk? The process demands that you start saving that 100,000 and start looking for more until you reach the 1 million.
Wow. So I have to do better first with the 100,000 so I can be eligible to get the 1 million.
You even have
Wow.
to fructify that 100,000 in order to move forward towards your 1 million. But if the first idea that comes to your mind is to disburse that 1 million, that 100,000, and still wait for the angel of God to come down from heaven and give you the 1 million,
Wow.
there is a problem.
Okay, wow. So this is a very powerful revelation, and I realize a lot of people don't really understand it. So from what Dr. Mensah said now, it's important that we know how to manage that little we have so that we can be able to even manage more. So, sir, this is a very powerful revelation. So, to conclude this section with Dr. Smart, before you contribute to this, the most important thing I want to hear from you, and I believe the audience wants to hear, the aspect of challenges, the aspect of when you feel tired. Have you also been a situation where you cry that how can you be able to continue this? That lonely time on your own.
There have been a lot of times where I felt like giving up.
Wow.
And in the journey towards my destination, I know there will also be times that I will still feel like giving up. But you see, there's something I do tell or say anywhere I go. One of my biggest role models is Jesus Christ. He's my pattern man. He said something in Luke chapter 14 from verse 28. He said, who is that man wanting to build a tower or a house without first sitting down to calculate the cost if he has the capacity to finish that project?
Wow.
And the point is, many people jump into a project without first sitting down to understand the responsibility requirement to be able to achieve it.
Wow.
And that's why you see so many projects that have been left halfway. But talking about challenge, like Dr. Mensah rightly said, even Jesus went through challenge. There were times he wanted to give up. In fact, there were times he went to pray that I'm tired of this assignment. Let this
That's
cup
true.
pass over me. But there's something that was recorded in Hebrews 12 and verse 2. He said we should emulate Jesus. Some translation like New King James say, looking unto Jesus, who is the author and finisher of our faith. Why? For the joy that was set before him, he endured. He endured. So what keeps most of us going is the big picture that we have seen, is the destination that has helped us to be able to overcome this challenge and keep going. But before we round up this section, I'd like to say this. For anybody to be successful, they have basically 5 decisions they must make.
Wow.
The first decision is the decision to be successful. It's a decision on its own.
But everybody wants to be successful. Do I need to decide to be successful again? Because naturally, I believe everybody wants to be successful.
Everybody wants to be successful, but not everybody is ready to pay the price to be successful. That is why it has to be a decision. Then the next decision following is the decision to take the responsibility to be successful. That's the responsibility component. Because for every level you admired, there is a price to pay.
Wow.
So there are some persons, even though they've made the decision, they've not sat down to study what is needed of me. That's why you see many students in their 200 level, they have to leave school. Some will say school is too tough, it's difficult. Why? Because they've not taken their time to know the responsibility requirement and make the decision to take that responsibility.
Wow.
Then the third decision is the decision to be transformed. For every level you aim, there's a knowledge requirement to operate in that level. For Dr. Mensah to have been able to found a university, there's a level of transformation he has attained that gave him that leverage to do so.
So, sir, it's not because I want to found a university.
No,
There's something I need to know first.
There is something you cannot be what you are not. So the scope is you become first to manifest.
Wow.
You know, I've come to understand something, Dr. Mensah. I know it will not be new to you. Many people admire you The way you come to the office, you sit down in a big office, air conditioned, you have PA, you have your protocol, and they admire you. And some of them in their mind, they will say, if they are in your position, they will do better than you do. Do you know if you give them the opportunity to be in your position, they might bring down the institution? Little do they know that for you to sit down in that level, there is a particular transformation you have attained that has kept you there. And this is what many persons don't know. That's why some person might think their problem is money, and you give until you give them 100 million, and after 1 year they become broke.
Wow.
Because basically it is you become it first before you manifest it. So for you to even be a millionaire, you have to be a millionaire to handle a million.
Sir, please don't confuse me. Wait first. Let's take this slowly. You said I have to become a millionaire to handle a million. How do I become a millionaire when I don't have the million? And
Okay.
you are saying I'm a millionaire. Please, we need more explanation.
What we see in the physical is a manifestation of what we are inside. Are you feeling what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you understand this concept, you will know that money is a byproduct. That money is attracted, not pursued.
Wow.
When you become a millionaire inside, you can be able to now, it will now attract the physical cash to your life. That's why there are some persons, even if they try as much as possible to push money away, it still comes back. So the third decision is decision to what? To be transformed. The fourth decision is the decision to be disciplined. That is where consistency in the process come to play. Then the last decision is the decision to be patient, to be persistent until your change is visible.
Wow.
If you miss this process, you can never be great. If you miss this process, in fact, you can have achieved the fourth decision, but if you miss the last one, which is the decision of process, you are about destiny before its actualization.
Wow.
So until these 5 factors come into play, success is not in view. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you
before
very much,
we
sir.
we round up, I would like to say something in form
Sir.
of advice. You know,
Okay.
to those that feel challenges, uh, or those that want to give up because of challenges. Okay,
Yes, sir.
I want them to understand something. Challenges are like lifts, right? They are like staircase. Let me just put it like that. You need to step on them to move to the next level. Now, I want them to go with this picture. When we were young, there's something we used to do. When you see a mango tree in your street, you pick stone, you throw at the mango for it to fall, right? We often throw those stones to mangoes that are ripe, that we know we can eat. But the same tree, when the mango is still green, is not yet ripe, when you pass by, you don't throw any stone to it. True of
It's
us.
not valuable to me.
Challenges come most often when you are almost ready.
Wow.
Nobody will throw stone at you. Nobody will throw challenges to you. Nobody will try to make it difficult for you if you are not at the gates. People often don't mind things that don't have value. You understand? Until you are ripe and you are ready to produce something, until something is ready to come out from you, you will feel resistance. When it begins to happen that way, know that you are almost there. Wow. Something is about to happen. The next level is about to unveil itself. That's why they are throwing those stones at you. That's why those challenges are coming. Else, if it has no value, listen, The devil does not fight what is not needful. What is not dangerous, it doesn't fight it. If your life is useless, no devil will worry you. So even when you are there and you don't have any challenge, ask yourself question, is it normal?
You know, Dr. I was telling some group of persons, I was speaking to some group of persons, and I told them, I said, when you are useless, even God and Satan will avoid you.
Yes.
So even Satan self,
Satan does not have time for something that is useless. If you are not a problem for him, if you will not cause any challenge to him, why will he waste his time fighting you?
Wow.
So if you are somebody that your life is too easy, nothing is happening, ask yourself questions if you are on the right path. Because on the right path going, there are always challenges. Except you took the wrong path, then there's nothing happening. The road is straight, be going.
Wow. Wow, we have learned important key today on how we are to see challenges with another mindset, not the way most people are interpreting challenges as if God doesn't like them or something like that. So, to conclude on this section, you people have shared various powerful insights that people want to know. But this message you share now can help those that are currently going through challenges. What about those? I think Dr. Smash asked, what about those that have given up? Is it like there's no hope for them, or there's something they can do to fall back in track before we round up this section? Because they need to know they are in that category listening to us right now.
The Bible says if you fail in the days of battle, it's not that there's no victory in view. It's because your strength is little. Build capacity. Build capacity. It's important because challenges are inevitable. And like Dr. Mensah lightly said, challenges, I see challenge as ladders. It's inevitable. Build capacity. That's why I said there's a level of mindset you have to adopt to make a particular level of progress. It is that mindset that will keep you in shape. That even in challenges, the need to continue, the drive to continue will still be there.
So how do I build capacity? You mentioned the word building capacity. How do I build the capacity? Because let me assume I don't understand building capacity. So many people might know. How do I build the capacity to fall back in track? The building of the capacity. I really want to know.
One advice I will give is get a mentor.
Okay.
Mentorship will help you to put you on the right track and also be able to adopt the required strength, push you will need to face challenges.
Wow.
Because it assumes that a mentor have gone through that stage before. So it's not helping you to also overcome or go through the process. So that's the basic advice I will give to those listening to us this afternoon. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, sir. You made us to understand now that there is hope for those that have given up and they should try to also seek mentorship. Thank you very much. We keep talking, we keep talking and talking all day. These people, these men, one in my left, my right, they are people that have wells of wisdom. And we meet again in our next section. I want
You
to
will not
follow
give me a
us.
chance to talk about the topic again.
You see, I want you to follow. Okay.
Let me add this last thing.
Thank you very much.
This
sir.
last thing, based on what my friend has said earlier on, those that have given up must understand that it is not all failure that are failures.
Wow, not all failures are failures.
Yes. Sometimes you fail to learn.
Wow.
Sometimes failures are just experiences. Listen, I used to say this, and I'll say it again today. When you want to start all over again, you never start from scratch.
Why do you say so, sir?
Yes. The first time you were starting, you started from scratch because you knew nothing, right?
Yes, sir, that's
Then you
true.
got to a certain level and you failed. Even though you failed, does not mean that you learned nothing from the beginning to that stage.
Dr. Mensa, I want to say something. I think the idea is not those that have not those that have failed, but those that have given up
Yes,
already.
I'm coming there.
Okay.
They have given up because they have failed. They have given up because they don't have hope again. That's why they have given up. True or false?
True, sir.
You give up because you are trying something and the thing fail, and you feel there's no hope again.
Yes, sir, that's true.
We
That's
are
true.
rebuilding that faith in you. Okay, then we are bringing that hope in you again, that letting you know that that failure was not the end of it. That failure was just an experience. You need to rise up. You need to learn from your failures. You need to learn, you need to gain the experience from what happened, and then you start again.
Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
And
Wow.
if you want, you start with the mentor, like he said. Mentorship is very important. You know, and it's important that people understand that, you know, there are some people that take mentors as how do I put it? As people that divert your vision. They see mentors as people that as they see mentors as people that divert their visions. Oh, he want me to do this, I don't want to do it. He want it to be this way, I don't want it to be this way.
This one is like a bigger topic on its own.
Yes, it's a different topic on its own, but it's very important to have a
Yes,
mentor.
sir,
And understand that it is not all failures that means the end of the journey. Okay? Failures are meant for you to learn something, to take experience from what you have done so far, and then to move on. Thank you.
So I think we should be able to differentiate between failure as an identity and failure as an event. So failing does not make you a failure.
Exactly. Failing does not
Only
mean you're a
when
failure.
you decide
To
that
be
you're
a failure. Yes.
Wow. So, one thing I personally picked in this aspect of challenges is how we see it. We just change how we see the situation and can help us to quickly overcome that particular situation.
We call it cognitive restructuring.
Wow.
You need to restructure your mind, okay, on failure. How do you perceive it?
That's true. Wow.
That determines
Well, I've
everything.
learned a lot from this section. It's a powerful section. I myself will go and listen to this again and again and again. And I believe I know for a fact that this section is going to help a lot of people and they want to come for more and more. But for you to expect more as the audience, follow us on our various platforms, Hope Irikefe Insights, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram for more information. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. We are done.
Thank you for having us, Dr. Hope.